Hello all and welcome back to my channel. I am the Ink Northerner, and today we are going to do a playthrough and thoughts on what is probably the cartridge I was least looking forward to the most, the Intellivision Collection. But who knows, let's see if the Intellivision Collection makes me actually want to buy an Amico. I doubt it, but we'll see. Yeah, so much with the same, comes full colour manuals, same as every cart. Bit of information on there, sometimes printed a little bit smaller than you want in this light, but for the most part, the standard manual. It's really handy for the controls. Not that I ever read the manual for the controls on these games, as we've known from our previous iterations of these videos. But yeah, I really do like the manuals. They're put together really well. And it's a unique little thing to have now. It's great. So on this, there are 12 games. You have Night Stalker, Astro Smash, Thin Ice, Thunder Castle, Shark, Princess Quest, Frogbog, not Fogbog, Snafu, Slapshot Super Pro Hockey, yeah, Pinball, Buzz Bombers, and Word Rockets. So, without further ado, let's get on to the first game. The first game will be Astro Smash. So here we are then, Astro Smash. Let's take a look at the design around it. So the controls are Y to auto fire, B for a single shot, A fire, and X hyperspace. No idea. Move your laser gun, start to pause. Helps for don't press back. Astro Smash is a frantic fixed shooter where you'll need to defend your planet from falling rocks, spinning missiles and UFOs. Keep blasting to build up that multiplayer and reach the highest score you can. So without further ado then, let's get into Astro Smash. So I've changed the display. I'm wanting to use the display so that it's pixel perfect. I can go to original ratio, it puts it a little bit bigger. Pixel perfect makes it perfect. If I go full screen, it stretches it too much. I can put subtle scan lines in if I want, and strong scan lines, but I've chosen not to. And I do have the box art bezel around mine. It's great that you can see the controls again from the menu. I do like that. But without further ado, let's get on and play Astro Smash then. I don't even know whether I'm controlling this. No, I'm not. Maybe I am. I've just turned auto fire on and it's auto firing. So it's a pretty simple premise. You shoot the things that fall into the ground and avoid getting hit by them. Now it doesn't look like you get any penalties for missing them, but you do get penalties for being smashed by them, right? But I don't see any penalties for you destroying the asteroids. It's a simple premise. It's much like a lot of some older, I guess, tower defense type game. It's not really tower defense, more shooter. Similar to maybe asteroids, but on a fixed plane rather than different axes. It's okay. It's not the worst. Not the worst game. But yeah. Keep it going, and I assume now if something hits me now I'll lose that multiplier maybe, or I might have just moved on to the second level. Who knows? This is the only problem with these older games. They don't genuinely explain. It's not quite key to know what you're supposed to do. But if asteroids are hitting me and I'm not dying, but But yeah, it's a fun enough game. Not one I would go out my way to play, I must admit. I don't know what these are. They make funny noises. But yeah, this is Astra Smash. I'm going to move on to the next game. Okay, so next up we have Buzz Bombers. So Buzz Bombers, the bees are coming, blast the bees with your can of bee repellent, turn them into honeycomb. When the hummingbird shows up, you'll get points for any honey he eats. Okay, so simple controls again, A to fire, move with your D-pad. Let's crack on. Well, considering this game was out the year before I was born, prepare to start level 1. So essentially, yeah, you are. I don't want to be destroying the honeycomb. So I'm getting point. You must run out of spray. That must be why I've lost a button. It's a simple enough shooter. Very. It's not for me. Very, very simplistic. Stop the bees. Although we don't want to be killing bees anymore. Yeah, stop the bees from growing grass, it seems. It's not exactly straightforward as to where you are on the plane either. All in all, would I play it? Would I try to play it? I'll probably try and play a bit more, but let's move on to the next game. Okay, so the next game is Frog Bog. You're a frog. To satisfy your froggy hunger, satisfy your froggy hunger by eating as many flies as you can in 3 minutes. Try all the different play modes for Ultimate Amphibian Challenge. Does not sound very, very fun. L1 and R1 to open a keypad, so I assume this is to counteract the Intellivision's controls. A to put your tongue out, and left and right to make your frog jump, I assume. Let's play Frog Bog. I don't know whether I'm the grey one or the pink one. It's not very clear. Yeah, this is... I've got no idea what I'm doing. I don't know whether I'm the... Like I say, I don't know whether I'm the grey and I'm winning or whether I'm the pink. It's not clear. You're not really moving. Yeah. I think enough said about this one, the better. It's not great. I'll probably not come back to it. Let's move on to the next game. Okay, so next up is Night Stalker. This is from 1982. It's a maze game. You've essentially got to grab a gun, I think, and kill the robot. You're trapped in a maze with no exits, and the robots are coming for you. Grab the guns that someone has carefully left lying around, and fight to survive as long as you can. Okay, let's jump in. Conscious I didn't look at the controls, so we'll have a look at the controls. Fire right, fire up. So the AB, X and Y fire the directions, and then the D-pad to move the man. Okay. Let's play Night Stalker then. Oh, why would you put the gun right next to this robot? Somebody just... No. So I can't do anything. I can't get at the gun. Do I need to drag it out of the way? Yeah, maybe that's what I needed to do. There we go, I've got the gun now. Destroy the robot. Woohoo! So you can only fire got me. Seems you can only fire the gun once in each direction. I think this is due to become one of the remade titles for the Amico. Not for me. Although the robot does destroy those bats, which is pretty useful. Come on, come down. Yeah, it's I don't want to say it's a pointless game, but it's not great. Yeah, it's not for me. Oh no, managed to destroy the robot though. So run away, run away! Yeah, you get the premise. You've got to try and essentially... Oh. Run away again. Wait for the robot. You've got to survive as long as you can. Yeah, not the best. Let's move on to the next game. Okay, so next up is Pinball from 1983. You stand like a statue to become part of the machine. Always feel the bumpers, always play it clean. It's time to prove just how much of a pinball wizard you are. We really are across 3 challenging screens. Okay. For clarity, I'm not a big fan of video pinball at all. B does a left flipper, or A does a right. No, B does a right, A does a left, X does both. Why you wouldn't use L and R, I don't know. I assume it's something to do with how they select the number of players. So I want 1 player. So this brings it up so you can enter. Essentially, X controls both, or A and Y to do them individually. Oh, whoa. Yeah, it's not typical pinball. I hate it because it's never fair. But yeah, this is just a typical video pinball game where you've just got to get as many scores as you can, as much score as you can. It's very colourful, I'll give it that. But yeah, it's pretty boring. I'm going to admit, again, not for me. Let's move on to the next game. Okay, so next up is Princess Quest. Princess Quest is 2014, so I assume it's some new game that was made. You're the brave knight, and your childhood friend, the princess, has been kidnapped by the evil king from a neighbouring dark kingdom. Set off on your quest to make things right and fight off every vicious monster in your way. Okay. Controls are pretty simple. A to jump, X to fire, D-pad to move my knight. So let's jump into this. It's done by Oscar Toledo G. World 1 the desert, you have 9 lives. I want to say it's very simplistic ghouls and ghosts by the looks of things. Ghosts and goblins, whichever one you want to call it. These enemies just keep spawning. Although they're dropping hearts, which seems to be building my lives back up. There seems to be power-ups in the treasure chests. Oh, lost my 9 lives very quickly. Bright, colourful, as in sort of music. I can see this. I can see probably playing this more than just this one blast. I'm not going to say it'd be an addictive game, but I honestly didn't think I would like this cartridge one bit. It's just not for me. But this is a one-set cartridge seller, but it's a winning game so far. Good, build my lives back up. Oh. I'm gonna lose them again. So it seems if you stand still, the enemies just spawn. Quite like it for such an old game. I've never brought up with any of these sort of micro style or older style consoles, so you know, I started with a NES. So for me, even though it's not my style game, it's still pretty playable. Yeah, I'm trying to concentrate and talk at the same time, so it's taking me a while. Need to get back into the flow of doing these videos. Seem to be big hearts and little hearts, and the bigger ones are giving me 2 lives back, the little ones 1. Which makes sense. Oh, I'm dead again. Bastard. Let's try and get to the end of this world and then we'll move on to the next game. Don't know what this is. Looks like some boss. Ah, hits it in the head. Right, okay. Seems to be the pink is the word. I'll just stand here and fire stuff at it. Until it dies. Yeah, that's the one thing. It seems like you've got unlimited continues with this. It's a pretty decent game. Nothing too strenuous. I don't want to spoil any further levels, so I'll not play anymore. But you can see what type of game it is. So let's move on to the next game. So next up we have Shark. So this is definitely due a remaster on the Amico. You're a fish. Eat fish who are smaller than you. You got you to get bigger, but watch out for any fish who are bigger than you, along with the deadly sharks, crabs, lobsters, and jellyfish. So there's a game called, I think, is Aquarium Aquapanic or Aquarium something or other. Feeding Frenzy. That's the one I'm after. It used to be on PopCap Games. Sounds very similar to that, but obviously in the more basic style of graphics. I'm gonna have one player. Enter. So essentially I'm this little fish. I've got to eat other little fish to try and grow big and avoid everything. Oh, that was bigger than me. Bar steward. So, yeah, you've just got to avoid anything bigger than you. And that big shark. Shit! On its basic premise, it's good. Is it a game that I would consider an immense game? Not really. Even the remastered one, I don't think it's going to be that good. But we'll see. I mean, I've still no designs on buying an Amico, even playing this. Just not my scene. Shit, shark. I've avoided it. I've grown big. Woo! Oh, we're on a roll. Ah! One more life, and then we'll move on to the next game. So, all in all, is this a great game? No. It's playable, don't get me wrong. It's not, you know, it's not a massive disappointment, but I would say there are better games. Oh, that's bigger than me! There are going to be better games out there than this. So, let's then move on to the next game. Next up is Slapshot Super Pro Hockey. Now, I'm not a big fan of the sports titles that are on here, on any of these carts, to be fair. Home team, computer player, no. Select handicap. Amateur. Visitors team, computer player. Yes. Select handicap. Amateur. So we have a blue team as the visitors, yellow team as the home team. It's difficult to know who I am. Yeah, this is not an easy game to get your head round. I think when it turns red, that's you're that player then. So like I'm the red one now. And then if I was the away team, I would be the lilac one, I assume. Certainly what it looks like. Yeah, it's very colourful. Not a great game though. Yeah, I'm not going to subject you to any more of this. Not the best game in the world. Hard to play. Let's move on to the next game. So, next up is Snafu. So, in Snafu, you use your serpent to create a maze to corner your opponents before you are cornered yourself. In trap games, force your opponent to crash. In bite games, nibble off your opponent's tail before they do the same as you. So there are multiple game types on this. I'm assuming you would choose which one you want to play. I'm just going to play the first one. Sounds a little bit like maybe Snake, or what was the... How many rounds? Let's go 2 rounds. I think... So this is the one where I've just got to corner my opponent. And trap him. That's 2 of them down. I'm now just going to stop myself getting trapped in. I've got a big area to go at. Yeah, there we go. So, I think I'm the blue one. And, yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. Although I'm buggered now. Yeah, the yellow one should win this because he's not trapped in. Oh, he's trapping himself in now. But yeah, it's a fairly innocuous game. It's nice and colourful. Game over. I think I scored 4 points. It's worthwhile playing, a bit of practice, and yeah, I could see myself coming back to this. It's kind of a pick up, play, put down, move back. But yeah, let's move on to the next game. Okay, so the next game is Thin Ice. It's a puzzle game. Duncan the penguin loves to skate on thin ice, and he loves to play pranks on other penguins too. Skate all the way around each of Duncan's penguin friends to give them a surprise cold bath. Watch out for the polar bear and the seal who will ruin his fun. Yeah, so we move Duncan with the D-pad. A freezes the polar bears, whatever that does. Let's just crack on. I'm gonna 1 player again. Okay. So this is Duncan, and you essentially have got to skate around your friends, I guess. Oh, that seal's coming after me now. Ah! Seal got me. So it's a kind of similar sort of idea to Dig Dug, where you've got to eliminate so much of the land to take out your friends. And you've got, I assume you've got a finite amount of thin ice that you can build. And then I avoid the seal. not easy. Especially when this... There we go. Tractor in the ice. So you can see it's a maze style game where you have got to block people off and dunk them in ice. It's a reasonably pretty fun puzzle game, to be fair. Oh, there was a polar bear. But yeah, you've got to avoid the seal and avoid the polar bear and dunk all these other penguins in. Pretty fun, I would say. Worth a go. There's not much you can say against it. Oh, the polar bear got me again. But yeah, let's move on to the next game. And the next game up is Thunder Castle. As a brave knight, battle your way through the enchanted forest, the wizard's castle and the demon's dungeon to face your ultimate challenge. I don't know what my ultimate challenge is, but move your knight with the D-pad, use your items with A. Let's see what the idea is. Okay, so you're being chased by a dragon. How many players? One player. Thunder Castle. First night. Okay, so what's the idea? Do I have to fight the dragon? Okay. I'm assuming these bats do something to me. So I'm essentially I assume they let me kill the dragon. Although why does this stuff keep disappearing? I can't get anywhere near the dragon. Oh, it's running away now. Yeah, I think the bats give me the power to kill the dragon. I think that's why I'm making that. Why you look invincible. And then it runs away. It's more annoying than Pac-Man. I didn't time that right. There we go, I've got the dragon. That it? Nope, there's another dragon. He moves a lot quicker. Ah! That opened up for him in an appropriate time. But yeah, it's not the worst game on this cartridge, not the best either. It's a pretty playable little game, but the dragon's gonna flame me to death now, unless I can get a bat to come my way. I need to stay in front of him, stay in front, stay in front, don't get trapped. Oh, I'm trapped now. Oh, interesting. to run away when I'm able to destroy you. Nah, I'm dead now. But yeah, as you can see, that's a reasonably quirky little puzzle game. So what we'll do is we'll move on to the last game on the cartridge. And the last game is Word Rockets. So letters are just letters until you make them into words. High in the sky, incomplete words float by quick. Fill the missing letters with your stock of vowels. How quickly can you make it to 50 words? Okay, so it's essentially an education game. You've got to make 50 words. Fire an incorrect word up, it seems to bounce off. Fire the right letter up, and you make the word. I'm assuming this would only really be fun on 2-player. Not really that challenging. Yeah, it's not that challenging. Again, I imagine it's fun on 2-player because you're battling against each other, but not so fun single player. Yeah, that's pretty much all of the games that are on here. Let's flick back and I'll give my final thoughts on them. Okay, so the Intellivision Collection one. It's not the greatest, I will admit. There are a couple of fun games on there, games that look like they'd be fun. Snafu looks pretty cool. Thin Ice will be pretty fun. I'm not saying I would ever play many of the others really. Word Rockets might be fun to play with like my nephews and stuff, but when they're a bit older. But it's nothing special on this really for me. If I wasn't going for every Evercade cartridge because of the numbers, I don't know whether I would have picked this one up if I was just going for select cartridges myself. But yeah, it's fine. It came as part of the Founders Bundle. If you like this older style game, then definitely go ahead and pick it up and try it if you've not bought the Founders. It's a playable. Frogbog was atrocious. The pinball's not great, but there are some medium to good playable games on here. All in all, reasonably meh cartridge, but still worthwhile picking up if you're an Evercade fan. All that's left for me to do is thank you for watching. I have been the Ink Nerd, and I'll catch you on the next one.